Everybody stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, June 3rd, 2025, regular town meeting. You guys had a chance to read the minutes for May 6th.
I'll make a motion, we accept them.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Bank reconciliation for April 2025.
I'll make those.
Are you making a motion since
Yeah,
you signed it? I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Beat you to the punch.
You signed it, so you should.
Payroll allowance docket for the month of May 2025.
Make a motion, we accept them.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Overtime for the month of May 2025.
Make a motion, we accept it as
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. City building. Thursday, June 19th, office closed for Juneteenth, National Independence Day. Voice Keystone Software versus Voice Cloud powered by BSNA.
That's what Parker is here to explain. If you guys have any questions, that's what we tabled from our last meeting.
So what's the difference?
So the big difference is your current Keystone system today is server based, so it sits on a closet here somewhere. The new software will be in the cloud, hosted by Microsoft Azure. Marcy and her team could access that anywhere as long as they've got an internet connection, and it comes with a whole slew of advantages, security being one of them. With it being in the cloud, that actually takes security risks away from your servers here. Also with it, and I think something that is probably important and customer facing, is going to be the online payment portal for utility bills. This will allow your constituents to easily log on, view their bill, pay their bill, see a 12-month trailing of all of their bills. It also allows for things like golf cart rentals or paying for parking tickets. All that can now be done online instead of coming in person. There's just a whole lot of benefits to it. Is there any specific questions over the software?
We're going down through, what's the migration services?
So
segments?
the migration is, we take all of your data out of Keystone, we build it back in the cloud program. So basically, when you go live in it, it is functioning as you were when you started with Keystone. And I believe that has been wiped.
Right.
Okay.
$29,050
Yes.
because of us being the early adapters for the other service.
Yeah, and I would really like to highlight that piece. As a part of this, Marcy and her team did a lot of work for a cloud program that eventually just didn't get off the ground because of this acquisition. And so for all of the effort and the hard work that her and her team have put in, we really did want to provide you guys with as much discounting and anything that we could to get you guys here today. You guys have been customers with Boyce for over 20 years. This is going to be the future going forward, and we really couldn't think of anybody better around here to help us with this project.
What do you think about all of it?
Oh, I think it'd be awesome.
I mean, you're the
But
one.
the only thing I'm concerned with is money,
Mhm.
because I don't know what the future holds.
Yes.
Because as it sits, it is more money than what we pay for the other system that we have.
Yeah, it's about, it end up 10 grand more. Time you paid the total.
And we will prorate, so I don't know if you've paid your Keystone maintenance. So
Not
that is okay. Well, think of that. That is money that will come back to that purchase as well.
Oh, so if we pay our Keystone, which is $12,175, and we decide to go with the cloud, that would be part of.
We'll prorate it back. So say we get you live in 6 months from now, we'll give you the other half back because you did use Keystone for that half of the time.
And it's a whole different system. I mean, because it's cloud-based, it's going to look different than what we use now. So there will be training that will have to be done. And they've
18 days.
yeah, 18 days is what they've estimated. We could go less, we could go more.
And one other thing this does change, and it may not change at all, but with this cloud program, everything that you guys have in front of you could be viewed on a laptop. There would be no more need to print stuff out. It all could be hosted for you guys virtually. You could approve through there. You could log in whenever and see what bills are being paid, where you're at with your finances. It does really give you the power to look whenever, wherever. I do have to say, with the utility billing program that you guys were going to sign up with for us, that one program, just the utility billing, was $20,000. This is going to bring everything all together, all the programs, and only be a couple grand more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also with Marcy being an early adopter, she does get to provide her feedback and the inputs and the stuff that she does want in the system. So she is in a position to be able to help and control this program.
That's scary.
We sought out your expertise before. How is it scary now?
No, not really.
And she says, I'm just concerned about our future finances. And looking pretty grim right now.
And as a customer to this, if you paid online, how much would the service fee be? Because there's always a fee attached to it.
Correct.
That's it.
So the service fee will be cheaper than what you guys are paying today.
Well, I don't pay
Not-
anything because I get cash.
Oh. So I believe with PayGov it's 3%.
Mhm.
With us it's going to be 2.95. So it's not a big difference, but it is still a savings.
We still will be able to pay with cash.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just make
How many people do you have to pay online?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot.
A lot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And another piece that the customer facing side wouldn't see, if somebody goes into PayGov today and makes a payment, it's going to take a day or two for that payment to actually realize, then be hit, and then it's going to take another 2 or 3 days to hit the bank account. With this, it's our payment portal, so we see it automatically. We'll be able to know if that was a bounced check, if that's a good payment, and then right from that payment being made, 2 days later, it's in your account.
So if they use the portal for pulling it from their checking account, it would cost that as well?
So that's a different fee, so that'd be an ACH fee, and that's where I would kind of recommend you to push people towards autopay, where it'll be free for them. But if they were to use a debit card or an ACH through the portal, that is a flat fee of $3. Any payment under $500, any payment above $500 is a $6 fee. I think it goes further, but
Okay.
let me ask this question. If we would remain with the Keystone at this point,
I'm fine with that too.
okay, that's what I wanted to know.
That's why I gave you guys all the information to review. I'm fine with leaving it the way it is.
In
I don't know how long you guys will keep
Yeah.
the regular Keystone.
So there is no real plan as of right now. I could say, sit here and say you guys could be on it for another 10 years, and that's absolutely true. What does change though is this is our first year out in the market with this product, so we are trying to be really aggressive on how we price this with our customers, and so right now this is the best deal you guys will get.
so we can't negotiate any lower. In light of, I like the presentation, but in light of what we see as a potential shortfall, I'm going to make a motion to remain with the Keystone.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Permission to purchase more Christmas decorations. It ranges from $300 to $550 each.
How many we talking?
How many more you say?
Thought we did 4, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know what you did last year? Or the year before?
Year
4
before, I
each,
think I
so
did 5.
5. I just want to get it done so we have all Main Street
Yeah.
lined up.
I guess if we put a number or something on there.
Second. You say purchased him?
I said,
My hearing ain't good. I'm
Okay.
old.
Because we can go get them and they don't charge us as much.
Okay.
We drive
Yep.
up there and pick them up.
how many you want? 5?
That's fine.
I'll make a motion, we buy 5.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Tuesday, June 24th, at 2 o'clock, special meeting to discuss the 2026 budget.
Put that in your calendars.
You want?
Already got it in mind.
Okay. Historical Farmland USA.
We'd like to make sure that you have approved the street closure for September 27th, which is the chili cook-off. I believe, but I'm not positive, that Curtis asked for a whole slew late
Yeah.
last fall.
Yeah.
And he just wanted me to make sure that, to remind you that September 27th is one of those days.
When's Fire Prevention Day?
22nd.
Second Saturday.
So it's two in a row again? Oh, second Saturday.
Yeah, we're second Saturday
Yeah,
in October.
you're good.
You're not.
Okay.
So it's the 11th.
Okay, police, written report. 12 calls for service, 4 juvenile problems, 2 found properties. Assisted RCSD with search warrant on East Church Street. Assisted RCSD with sting operation at Village Pantry. 16 abandoned vehicles letters sent out. 9 weed notices sent out. 2 trash toter ordinance handed out.
Make a motion, we accept it as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Discuss New York Street and flooding issue.
Wait a minute, you skipped.
Oh, I did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Discuss
Oh, yeah,
contract.
sorry.
I talked to Brandon today, and I talked to Marcy, and I'd like to get a contract with Winchester and do like start at like $2,500 each year, so we can house our animals over there. Just like the town of Farmland. If we catch a dog, we take it over there, because right now they don't take anything. And then have that in there to where, this is more for Jason because he has to be the one that draws it up, but like within 24 to 48 hours. Because most of the time if we catch a dog, somebody comes up with it. I mean, it's not something we want to catch the dog right now and take it to Winchester in 10 minutes. Like keep it here for 24 to 48 hours to find out if somebody actually claims it. And if not, still take it over there. And then also put in there that they would only help us, their animal control officer, the county animal control, would only help us for vicious animals, because he has the equipment to do if it's a vicious animal, to where you don't have to kill the animal. So if you could draw something up with that.
Is there any limit, or just anytime they're called?
Yeah, anytime.
You want them here within 24 to 48 hours?
No, we would have to transport them over there.
Okay.
Which is fine. We've done it before, but
We'll keep them for.
yeah, we'll keep the dog in our facility for 24 to 48 hours to make sure it's not, because if we take them over there and then somebody claims them, they have to pay a fee to Winchester to get their dog back out. Then I don't want people to have to do that. So most of the time, by the time it gets around social media, people will figure out that their dog's missing and they'll, oh, it's my dog.
How much notice do you want to give them? Do you have to give them notice, or are you just going to take them over there?
No, we can take them over there. That we know where the pins are, and we have a code to get in there. So
Is that, you said starting at 2,500, is that,
well, I don't know if they're going to accept it or say they want more. So we don't know.
I mean,
We
that
have-
the unlimited?
Yeah, unlimited. Like but we don't go over there.
No.
We don't call them very much. We don't ask for that. You know,
What's the number that average for the year? Is there
Our
an
six?
average?
You know, say less than
Yeah.
5.
Less than 10?
yeah, less than 10. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to. But if we have a rough year, you know, where we catch a bunch of dogs and we're limited to 6 dogs, and then we have 4 dogs, what are we going to do with them? You know, we literally have no place to take our animals if we keep one.
Seems like you could have up to 25.
What's what I'm saying? I don't think there should be a limit. Just say, you know, we can bring our dogs
They don't
over there.
Yeah, just
from,
an annual fee.
Yeah, an annual fee. This is what it is, and see if they approve it. He seems to think they would,
Okay.
that they'll go for it. Because I know Ridgeville signed one, but I didn't get a copy of theirs. Ridgeville did a contract, and I know Lynn is still working on their contract. But Lynn kind of wants them to come catch all their dogs, and that's they're not going
So
to.
for the 2,500, they're supposed to come over anytime you call them for a vicious dog and assist you.
Assist us with a vicious animal, so we don't have to shoot the dog and put it down. He's got the training and the equipment to take care of a vicious animal that we don't have.
We really don't have that many.
We don't,
No,
but
we don't.
Does he have somebody on call that, like
Yeah.
when you call?
yeah, I mean, Aaron Orr is their animal control officer, and that's who would come, you know, if we call for a vicious animal.
How often do we pick up a dog? I mean, just.
Just depends. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't, you know. And I had 2 little mutts running around on the main street the other day, but I knew where the dogs belonged, so I went over and beat on her door and said, "Are your dogs missing?" She's like, "No." She doesn't speak very good English, and I was like, "You have 2 little chihuahuas?" "Yes." "Well, they're running around your backyard." I almost got hit, because I almost hit them.
I think I've only got 3 this year
Yeah.
so far.
So it's, I mean, but it could change.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I text Tracy, and Tracy puts them on the Facebook page, and they're calling me right
Are
away.
they kill?
They've been
Do they
looking
kill
for it.
after a week or what?
They don't have it. They're a non-kill shelter.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what I can get. I'll talk to Meeks and see if they've got another one. And
I know
see if
Ridgeville
they got-
done one, but I don't know what Ridgeville's is. And I know Lynn was working on it, but when I talked to Brandon said that Ridgeville or Lynn was more wanting them to come down and catch like all their dogs anytime they have dog call. And that's not what I'm asking for. Like, we'll catch our dogs, or we'll do whatever we have to do.
And you'll take them over there.
And then we'll transport them. But if we have a vicious animal that we physically can't catch or we can't do anything with, you know, if it's a vicious animal, we know the property owner, then know the dog owner, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you don't know who the owner is right away. So, you know,
All right, I'll see what I can do.
thanks.
Okay. Written report for the streets.
I have nothing. That deal on the New York
Just the
Street,
flooding.
yeah, I haven't had anything from them. I know that the engineer met with Howard Companies on Wednesday of last week, and they were supposed to have him a quote of how to fix it, and it was going to be like more than what we paid to have the whole road done. So, yeah, and we knew that. I mean, you're basically milling and filling. You're not surveying the road. You're not doing that. Is there a little bit of, I mean, we knew it was going to flood. It always flooded there. There's no way to really do it. If you look at those houses, yeah, I mean, when Cunningham talked to me about Stone Rock's house, and when he done a survey of the middle of his garage and the street, they were at the same level.
Yeah.
So there's no way to get a fall if the middle of the street and your garage is the same. So let's just table that for now and see how things go. But you know, the time that it flooded, and it was flooded in a, you know, it wasn't flooded in a different area. The ponding was just longer,
Yeah.
and that was the concern. So but that was also when we had, you know,
3.5
crazy
inches
inches of rain in no
Yeah.
time. So I haven't heard anything from them since, you know, that crazy rain we had.
Yeah.
So
Well, Rick asked me the other day if we found anything out yet, and I said I.
we're waiting on a quote, and I can tell you they told our engineer it was going to be just as much as what we paid to have the whole road paved. So, and the only other thing to do is to go in there and put some drains down the side of the road, you know, but then we don't have an easement.
Yeah.
So to alleviate some of that water down there and move it to the ditch to the east. But I mean, I don't know what you do there. We don't have, the road's only so wide, we only have so much of an easement, and we're pretty much taking all of it.
Must give us the easement.
Yeah.
I liked the way they did it, and I liked something they did. They painted the white lines at the stop signs. Sitting there at the EMS building watching, there's so much confusion about where to stop.
That's always been a janky intersection.
Could we paint
Yeah, we
that
can
stop
paint,
sign?
but, I mean, that's just it. We moved the stop sign because
Back.
of the concrete.
Yes.
So we moved it to the only place that, and knowing how some of the people drive that drive those ambulances, I didn't, you know, and they back in and out of the red barn and crashed pretty much every time. I was more worried if we moved that any further west that they were going to tear up their ambulances. So we put it in the only spot that was gravel or grass that
Yeah.
didn't hurt anything. So yeah, we can paint that. It's not hard.
I think that would help. I just watch people. They're confused.
I knew.
I said
It's
that to
always
the other
weird.
night.
Yeah, it's a terrible intersection the way
People
that
will
Is
run
there
the
some-
stop
yeah.
sign and stop at the next road.
Or there's some that don't stop at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. I can get some paint and we can go
Yeah.
down there and make a stencil and paint that. I'll get their measurements and
That works nice. I mean,
Yeah.
that would, if we had the stencil, it might help on some other intersections too.
Brad might have a stencil. I'll check. I'll get a
Okay.
stencil. We'll get it painted.
While we're on the street subject, can I ask a question? Might not know the answer, but somebody may. With all the curb work, the corners going on right now with the ramp, the ADA ramps, does anybody know what the plan is for the areas that they've dug out where the holes are like huge? Are they gonna
I think
fill them with dirt?
It'll be a greenway, a green space.
Yeah.
So like in front of the flower shop,
Uh-huh.
where that's not concrete, that's going to be a green space now. If you go over to John Tinsman's building, that's the guy that's from the state. They're renting that, and he's got all the plans, so he can tell you more than we can.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, they've made some interesting ones.
yes,
The one in front of the stained glass shop is very interesting curb.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That,
don't know
yeah.
what on earth they thought was going to work there, but
Yeah.
it's a trip hazard now.
Yeah. Well, I
There's a
mean, what
4-inch curb on the
what
sidewalk.
no idea how it all changed.
I thought it was for Jordan to put his smoker on.
That's what I was like, what on earth did it?
Oh,
Holy moly.
That's the state.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
I mean,
bench.
if you go to the south end of town, where it used to have a ramp to get onto Short Street or
Yeah.
South Street, they
It
took
doesn't.
that completely
Figure it
out.
out.
Yeah.
It's not required to have a ramp now.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, but
Because you have to go in the street if you're in the
state highway, so I have no idea. They'll be here till the fall pavement as slow as
Oh,
they
I'm
are.
sure.
Okay. Fire written report.
We have a roster of 24 regular members and 3 junior members currently. Calls 13, fire 2, fire mutual aid 1, crashes 5, medical 5, service calls 0. Training hours, training slowed down in the summer months because of vacations and members being involved with other things in the community such as Little League. We are continuing to work on the State of Indiana Training Board and are involved with the District 6 Training Center rebuilding and relaunching slated for this year. Street Fair was a profitable fundraiser for the fire department. We would like to thank the town council for the continued support. We would like to talk about the scheduled replacement for our oldest first out fire engine in our fleet. We have 2 first out fire engines for pumper trucks. We alternate between the 2 as first out for the maintenance reasons. The one up for replacement was bought new by the town in 1993 and has served us very well, but it is really showing its age and respectfully to design and safety equipment features. We have to put a committee together as the command staff and in use of the new apparatus and working on the set of bid specifications that we would ask that you let us put out for bids. The unit will not be cheap. It is one of the most important pieces of equipment in our arsenal. Unfortunately, this price for equipment has been felt longer, increasing its life cycle's cost as well.
So in a nutshell, this is something Melvin started last year. I spoke to you about putting a fire engine out to bid. NFPA recommends that we replace fire engines every 30 years. This one's at that, a little over that now. The price has gone up considerably from even last year when we talked about this, and I don't see a ceiling in it. Unfortunately, it's felt nationally. I mean, articles every day about big cities finding other avenues, trying to buy trucks and repairing old trucks to try to keep them on the road. Build times are over 700 days to get a new fire engine. So that means even if we ordered one today, we wouldn't see it for 2 years. It's insane, and we're not the only ones affected by it. Everybody that's, kind of in the same boat. Randolph County was very fortunate in the 90s to have a whole lot of new trucks bought, and every town in the county is feeling that same crunch, that our fire trucks are all the same age. So we've worked with the fire truck company and a truck committee to come up with a set of bid specs to put out to see exactly where we're going to be at in price. I can only imagine where it's going to be. We bought a 19 tanker in 1819. It was $300,000. That same truck today is probably almost 700. I can only imagine what this fire engine will be. I know we gave you some numbers originally, but like I said, I don't know where it's going to come in at. But we can put it out to sea and see where they come in at and go from there.
Doesn't cost us anything to get a bid, does it?
As far as I know, no. But I can only, and the other thing is a lot of municipalities are seeing that the competitive bid process isn't what it was 30 years ago, because there are only 5 big manufacturers and 3 of them are owned by the same conglomeration. So your competitive bidding process to try to keep everything down isn't always there. You have to buy what's available, and unfortunately they name their price. Just the engine family alone has driven the price up over $40,000 in the last 2 years. So if you'd bought the same truck 2 years ago, it'd been 40 grand cheaper.
You should have borrowed that 2 years ago.
I did.
It's all your
We
fault.
sure did. So, I mean, we have the actual set of, I don't know how many pages.
132.
132 page bid specifications for a fire engine. And it would come with I assume a 700-ish day build time, depending on when you sign the contract. And the way I understand it, if it goes the same way we did the tanker, you pay for the chassis when the chassis is built and delivered, and then you pay the final one, and however that's worked out. But
How many fish fries will this take?
that'll be a lot. That'll be a whole lot of fish fries. But not other much equipment does the town own that we see a longevity that we do in the fire department end. I mean, our stuff's expected and planned out in a 30-year cycle. I mean, so bang for your buck, the truck we're replacing was $137,000 in 1993.
Does it have a trade-in value?
No. It is outdated so much that when I asked the fire truck guy that, he anticipated that, and I've seen one sell similar to our truck and it brought less than $5,000. And I assume somebody bought it for parts, just the engine design in it, whatever. But and that was down in Kentucky. But there's no trade-in value for the truck. We'll probably trade it in on something or sell it sealed bid, whatever, if somebody's looking for parts to try to keep something going, but that's up to you guys.
Any grants available?
The grant cycles are so hit and miss. I haven't done any for a couple years. Lynn's been successful, Wire's been successful, but the grant cycle systems change. They told us in 19 and 20 that trucks were completely out of the question. Don't ask. They're not buying trucks. They were safety and health. And then they completely went back, and last year they spent money on trucks. So I don't know, and I mean, it's a huge gamble. I would love to see it. But if this truck's going up 40 grand a year or more, where does it stop?
When towns can't afford them.
The other pumper's a 2004, so in its 30-year cycle, we're knocking on bumping heads with them.
It doesn't cost us anything to
No,
get
it
bids.
don't cost us anything to.
Put it out to bid, see what companies are interested in picking it up,
Yeah.
and
No sign we're gonna do it, but, yeah.
I don't know where we're gonna get the money.
I'd say put it out and we'll see it go from there. If we can. Don't sound too good. I guess I'll have to hook up another water hose at my house. Or raise my insurance.
Do we need to go or
We need
just
to
table
do-
all this?
No, I need to, the leak adjustments need to be acknowledged. We had 3 leak adjustments last month.
Okay. 3 leak adjustments done in the month of May.
I've read there's Make a motion, we accept them.
I'll second then. All right.
All,
And then I'm asking for approval for, there's two people that had leaks that started, okay, the first one started on April 10th. It was fixed on May 12th, so it was between billing cycles. Both bills, the first bill was adjusted already. The second adjustment would, for the first guy would be $73.68, and the other guy would be $61.86. And I put that in your packet so you guys could see what it would be. So I'm asking
I'll make a motion.
to give him a second adjustment.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to table everything else because I don't know anything about it.
okay.
The Crone, I left a message with Jared. He hasn't got back with me about charging by the hour, so I'm not sure about that yet.
Okay, sewage.
You'll table all that too. That's what I just said about the Jared, the Crone.
Okay. Claim docket June 3rd, 2025, $124,639.38.
I need a motion.
I make a motion, we accept
I'll
them.
second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolutions and ordinances.
No.
One?
There's none.
Okay. Mine says one. Any citizens' comments?
I just have a question. I was one of the cars. I got some vehicles right before it turned cold, and the red one in my yard is running. I've been forcing my son to do all the work, so it's taken more than what it would usually do. And I was curious, the black thing, I replaced the transmission. I did set Schwarzenberg right. I trashed a $1,000 transmission. How I understood that paperwork, as long as it's under a shed or something, it's right. I can have it moved, and then I have all the stuff. I just don't have enough time. I was just curious. I do all my own vehicle work. I have an old truck that I was slowly going to start taking apart, and I don't want it to have been working and me to do body work and do the frame and custom off. I was just making sure that having an actual building to put it under makes that acceptable, or I haven't talked to anybody about this side.
I have to look at it to see. I don't know which ordinance he's talking about. So
Well,
The abandoned car, I was one of the 16.
The way the ordinance reads is if it's a operable vehicle, which means it has to be driven, and section D of that says you have to bring it to the police department and have it inspected. So we don't have anything under a garage that I know of. I don't know where that came from in the ordinance.
Well, I was just curious, so if I'm working on a vehicle and it takes me more than a month, I can't do it at my own residence?
Well, the black car's been sitting from North Moore Street to now out there.
It drove it North Morris Street, and I drove it to its spot, took the transmission out, put another transmission in, that $1,000 transmission, I ruined it. I have another NV.
So to answer the question, is it operable, is it have legal plates that you can drive it to the police department tomorrow and have it inspected?
No, sir.
Then it's a non-operable vehicle according to the ordinance.
Alright, so tomorrow I'll have a HHR there if you check out, because it's running.
As long as it's legal. Good to go. The black vehicle obviously is non-operable.
So any vehicle with a bad tax considered not operable and should only sit in the same spot for 30 days? I'm just curious, I can't.
I'm not gonna speculate. I'm not gonna speculate on somebody else's stuff.
I was just asking for the rules just to know.
Obviously you were one of 16, so.
I understand, this is the first time I've spoke about this, so I'm just trying to get information. I ask questions, sorry.
I have seen and heard several compliments to farmland specifically about the veterans flag and how appreciative people are to be able to drive through town and see those.
Did we get any more applicants?
Did we add any
We
this
have
year?
2. Oh, we didn't add any yet. We have
Okay.
2
Okay.
that are waiting. I have to have an order of 30 before I can make another order. So some lady's already bought 2 that she put a deposit down on.
Pass the word then. We need 28 more. But yes, they do look nice.
They do.
Any other comments? Meeting's adjourned.
Yeah.